Happy Friday, friends. It's Beth Berry. I'm Vice President of Growth and Alliance for Real Green Software. So glad you could join us today. Fridays are always special guest Fridays. And today I have a very special guest, Tim Robinson, the Chief Operating Officer of Real Green, fresh on the job with us today. Tim, unless our customers attended Solutions, this might be the first time they've met you face to face. Is that true?
I believe that's right. I've had just a handful of calls with customers outside of the Solutions Conference, but really had a great time and really enjoyed the content and the speakers that we had there.
And you joined Real Green when? Because it's been like a whirlwind. I've lost track already.
It is about 5.5 months.
No way.
It has been an absolutely amazing journey, getting to know the Real Green team, the products, and then our customers, by participating in some joint calls. And it's gone by really quick, Beth. But it's been a lot of fun.
I think it was September. Bill Noonan said to me, I think we're going to add a COO, and you're going to report to the COO. I worked at a $3 billion company, so we had an Etch-a-Sketch org chart there. We would call it that. You'd get to know your boss, and he wouldn't be your boss the next week. And I said, COO, Bill, why do we need a COO? And he said, because if we don't add a COO, I'm not going to be able to move the business forward. Explain to me how you and Bill have divided duties, and what are you responsible for?
No, that's great. It's certainly a COO is an interesting role. Role I've had in a number of software businesses where we've helped service professionals be better, right? Help them operate their businesses. And where I fit into Real Green and what my teams do is working with great team members such as yourself, right? Helping our enterprise clients as well as our direct clients be more successful, make sure that we're delivering the service, delivering on our commitments to those customers as well, right? So I've got customer success, enterprise account management, and then within that, we've got our operations team as well for making sure that print materials, right? If you buy print materials from us, they get out in a timely fashion. If you're buying digital products and services from us, making sure those are getting out in a quality, timely manner as well. And then I also own the integration work with our partners. So recently we added LawnBot and Coalmarch earlier this year. We just launched Waypoint soil testing as well. So those are the key areas that I have, while Bill has oversight for the product and the engineering as well as finance teams.
I'd say you got the better end of that deal.
Well, I get to work with you, Beth, so I think that's a given.
Well, thanks. Have you spent your entire career in technology?
I have. I right out of college took on a sales role for a software business selling electronic components. So all those things that go into what you use every day to make your life better, we sold all those ICs, integrated circuits and stuff, and then pretty quickly realized. And at that time, software was starting to go through this evolution and starting to gain a lot more adoption and helping to drive business efficiencies and business growth. And it's been a really fascinating journey to watch software become software as a service, right? Moving beyond just being a server sitting in your closet where people connect into it, to now it sits out in a cloud environment or a private cloud environment in some cases, and then you can access it from anywhere, whether it be your mobile device or your PC, your laptop, whatever it might be. And it's really been amazing to see how far software has evolved. When I look back over probably the last the last 10 years where I've been in organizations similar to Real Green, where we've been delivering products and services to help service professionals be more effective, help them grow their businesses, help them add value, right? Be able to, due to more profitability, do this, gets a little more flexibility in some cases, but also be able to add more equipment, more team members so that they can grow. And it's been really rewarding. One of the industries that I was in the homeowner association and property management space. And it is, it was really neat because you see these property management companies that may start out as a husband and wife that, want to have a lifestyle business. Maybe they had been working for a property management company or doing something. They may have been pest or lawn care, and they decided they wanted to start their own or their own services business. And to see the evolution when they get that first customer to the first 10, then the 20, and they start to build some scale. And that was actually really fulfilling. We, by the end of my time there, we had 4.5 million homes that were using our platform, our software. So really incredible journey. And then the latest group I was with, FMG Suite, we provided digital marketing and software solutions for financial advisors and independent insurance companies. And similar story, these are professionals that are delivering services to homeowners, right, to individuals, to families, to businesses. And in a similar fashion, we when I left that organization, we were servicing about 25,000 service professionals, making an impact, helping them be more efficient and grow their business.
That's very cool. In your prior roles, have you worked with software providers that had the ecosystem that Real Green has, both our internal products? Joe Cusick and I used to call it a business in a box, and that was before we had any external partners. And then that's part one of the question. And then part two is, how do you know whether to build the next component internally or when it's better to partner with someone else?
Yeah, those are great questions. So with experience in providing the solutions, or really the way I would frame it is being mission critical for our customers, right? Certainly you could do these activities on paper with pen, with an abacus, whatever, but it's not scalable, right? And you miss the opportunities when we go into business, right? As entrepreneurs, we're not necessarily thinking, boy, it's going to be great. I'm going to be, the best marketer in my space, or the best marketer in the world, right? Or, hey, I really know finance. I'm going to knock it out of the park by finding the nickels and the pennies. What we do is we have this belief and we have a thought, and we're very passionate about it, and that's how to service customers and at the same time put food on the table, right? And grow a business that can support a community. And that's where it becomes really critical to have great software supporting you in those needs, because there are complex needs and it allows for some scale. Where it becomes even more complicated is once you get that platform set, what's kind of that bare minimum to support a business. And you got to be really careful in software to not take on everything, because if you take on everything, it's really hard to be great at your value prop that you deliver to your customers. And so when I think of it, and at Real Green, when we think of when should we buy or partner or develop, right? When we look at that rubric, one of the things that becomes very clear is it something that our team can support that we have today, right? Without having to take too big a leap and say, well, we're going to need a whole new management structure. We're going to need a whole new, 3 departments to support it. It's certainly doable, but it may not be the most efficient way to get there. And it can take your eye off the ball for your core value prop that you deliver to your customers and partners. And so, an example would be something like a lawn bot, right? It's an amazing product. It really helps accelerate sales channel, right? It helps to automate sales channel for our customers. And certainly a technology that we could have built in-house. But if you look at where we're at as an organization, we're spending a lot of time and energy on our core products, right? Service Assistant, our mobile, right? Getting our mobile products optimized, getting Service Assistant 5 further optimized, as well as integrating with other solutions, right? It really becomes that nucleus where we can go out and get a waypoint. So now we can provide soil testing, right? That the results pull right into Service Assistant. We're rewriting our AMA, right? Our marketing solution. We're kicking off a project for our CAW product. So it becomes a bit of there's only a finite amount of resources and time in a day. And so that's another great lever that you can pull, is to find great partners to help fill a gap, right? And add more value to our customers.
You were an integral part bringing in both LawnBot and Coalmarch in a very short period of time. How close do you think we are to having them, I'll use the word seamlessly, integrated into Service Assistant?
Yeah, I would say LawnBot, we are very, very close. We're running through some final testing scenarios. So I would say first week in April, we should be in great shape there. And then on Coalmarch, we are, as organizations, we're definitely very aligned in strategies around digital marketing. From a product perspective, we've made some initial progress with an integration of the calling solution with our Service Assistant. The bulk of that will be wrapped up here as we go into June. I think like mid-June is the targeted date.
That is very exciting. In the time I've been at Real Green, about 7 years, we had some business owners that built their own websites on GoDaddy and dabbled in the SEO, got Google certified, but that is a game for professionals these days. Don't you agree?
Yeah, it has gotten really complex to manage a website, as well as manage your social, or manage your SEO, your search engine optimization, or your paid ad strategies. Those take a real area of expertise. Google and other providers really have created a pretty complex model, which is good and bad, right? It prevents some challenges that you could have, people getting moved up in search ranks that aren't truly, great options, or great businesses that aren't investing in what they do. Instead, what Google has done is they've built this really complex algorithm that takes into account how performant is your site, how much activity do you have, how easy is it for you to be found on the internet, right? It takes into account all these factors. And unless you know what those drivers are, because they do change on a quarterly, if not monthly basis, it becomes really challenging to be found and be optimized.
Interesting. Somewhat off topic, but don't you think it's unnatural that Google and Amazon don't really have competitors? And when will there be competitors in that big space?
It is, I remember, I'm going to date myself here a little bit. I remember this company that was selling books online.
You knew of them when they were just selling books?
Yeah, yep. So, and I remember, sitting there in an office, kind of dawned on me, looked out the window, and I saw Barnes and Noble, and I said, well, why the heck would I order it here, wait for it to show up when I can walk across the parking lot and go get a book.
Mhm.
And so it's amazing when you have these disruptive technologies. And when I say technologies, if you look at Amazon on a broader scale, what they've done is they have broken down a lot of barriers, right? It used to be, well, if you're going to ship it, you're going to use the post office, UPS, FedEx, maybe DHL.
Mhm.
Well, look at what the logistics team, right, the architecture that Amazon has built, because they knew that that was a limitation to scale and profitability. Um, Moving beyond books. Well, I mean, I don't know about you, Beth, but I I ordered. It's amazing what you can order and have show up. Right now, you have this ability to order something and get it delivered in the same day. Right. I was working on something in the house. I needed an electrical tester. I could either hop in my car, drive the 10 minutes over to Home Depot, fight the crowds on a Saturday and come back, or I could just hop on Amazon and it showed up like 3 hours later on my doorstep.
Do you ever feel guilty about that? Like I do select the box,
Yeah,
deliver on my day, but I put up a whiteboard so we can whiteboard like we do in the office. I didn't have any dry erase markers. And I just ordered like a 5-pack for $4. And I thought my grandparents would not be happy. Somebody is going to pull into my driveway with 4 markers on my
yeah.
doorstep. But I'm not driving to Office Depot.
It is amazing. And you know, where you said is when the competitive nature, right? Um, the one thing that comes out of something like that, whether it be a Google or an Amazon, is the innovation. On one hand, it increases the innovation, right, for very rapid iteration and innovation. And it's good for the broader markets and also I think even outside, right? Um, and I think the challenge though is you need to ensure that you're not decimating a market, right? I mean, that was certainly a concern with an Amazon is what's it do to local businesses. But I've seen in the last 2 years a lot more partnership by Amazon in recognition of that with local businesses. That's certainly how we can get things delivered same day, right? Um, so I think it is a bit concerning, but it is also one of those where if you look back on the last 20 years, look at the rapid pace of innovation that we've experienced as a society. You know, even most recently with COVID, right? When you think of the headlines and the rapid pace of being able to create a vaccination. Now we all wish it would have taken a month, but if you know that space and how long, we basically took something that would take 2 to 3 years and condensed it down to, you know, less than a year, which is just
Crazy.
fascinating. Yeah.
You know, though, where I think this Amazon mentality is impacting consumers and homeowners and intersecting with the green industry is the now economy. And
Yeah.
Kendall Hines, founder of LawnBot, and I say speed to lead, baby, all the time because consumers want to know how much is it, when can you get here, and you better show up. In the old pioneer days when I started, Tim, 5 days to get out to do an estimate, then maybe a week, 10 days to get the first treatment done, no more. And lawns haven't changed, but the mindset of speed to lead, speed to get you out here, that's why innovations like LawnBot are so important to Real Green.
It is, Beth. I'll share in previous role, we worked with Nationwide and insurance. And one of the things that they realized is exactly that is how do we get to an instant quote, but also instant bind insurance? Because the days of calling your local insurance agent, leaving a message or, you know, waiting for a call back, we just, as a society, we don't have the patience for that, right? I can go order my lawn care, I can go order my sandwich, and I can go order an electrical tester all online. Why the heck do I have to, you know, have a conversation with someone around insurance or fill out a long form and you know, wait for a call back in a couple days?
Yeah, you want to be able to check that box on your to-do list and move on to the next thing. I know that when you were in the interview process, both with Sarah, Bill Noonan, Joe Cusick, Don Brown, you had a sense of what Real Green was. And I know we painted this glorious picture. I connected with you on LinkedIn and I said, all I can tell you is you're going to have fun. But what have you learned in 6 months that was true in that interview stage? And have you had any discoveries or ahas in regards to what our challenges might be for 2021 and how do we attack those?
Yeah, I think the coming into the organization, it's really it's been really great getting to know the Saren team and the Real Green team. The one thing that is really held true was how great the team is. Certainly something that I was looking for in my next opportunity is, if we put together a great team, great leadership team, and organization in general, amazing things can happen. And I see that with Real Green, and that has held true from what I saw initially. One, couple areas where when we think about 2021, Real Green, our products and services are pretty vast, as I mentioned earlier, and we deliver a lot of value. But the one thing that happens is, we're a 35-year-old business, right? And with that has come, the ability to make some amazing relationships, some amazing partnerships with our customers. But at the same time, we need to really understand, what is the next iteration of Real Green look like, right? And as such, as you start to move through this transition, you do have challenges along the way. Candidly, we are hyper focused on getting our mobile platform optimized. We are, as I mentioned, making some great strides on the SA5 platform. We are reevaluating, or we have reevaluated, and we've retooled our support organization as well. Are any of those things perfect today? No, right? I mean, we've come a long way. Even in the 5.5 months or so that I've been with the organization, I've seen some real change, and it has me, even more excited about where we're going as a business, to see that it is a team, it is an organization that is capable of change and driving results. I'll say that over the next 12 months, we are going to continue to push the envelope in improvement and continue to drive greater value, right? We're going to have a new AMA product ready to ship here in June. We're going to be continuing to make significant investment in our mobile platform, right? We've just in the last month, we've stood up a whole team, a whole product and engineering team around enhancing the mobile experience. And some of that is the existing product, but a piece of that is also, what does the next version look like, right? We need to continue to service our customers and deliver value there. But at the same time, we were talking innovation earlier, right? Real Green's been an innovator in the space, and we need to keep that piece of our DNA. So it's support, right? Just cover the table stakes today, but then continue to be thoughtful around innovation and where we need to take our products and services to continue to drive even greater value for our customers and our partners.
That is awesome and exciting. Tell us about Tim personally. Right now you're in California with your family and you're going to move to Michigan. So tell us about your family, and then you're going to have to pick a team before you get there. It's either Michigan State or U of M, and none of this riding the fence. You're going to have to play that card today.
Okay. All right. That's good. I wasn't prepped for that, but I'll get there. I'll be ready. Yeah. So my wife and my 2 teenage boys and I live in Encinitas, California right now. So we're just north of San Diego. We've been here about 2.5 years. Moved here from Denver, Colorado. which was, I guess we'll call a layover point, because before we were there for about 20 years. Before that, we were in, my wife and I were both from Michigan. So we know Michigan. I was Southwest side, she was Southeast side. So we're returning to Michigan. I've got some family there. Our plan is to be Michiganders. I think that's the right term.
It is.
In mid-May, and we're excited about it. We are adventure seekers as a family, so we love downhill skiing, water skiing, wakeboarding, all that kind of stuff. We love, well, I should say my boys and I love riding dirt bikes and mountain biking. So we're excited to go to Michigan and take advantage of some of the great activities that are there. Um, as far as school, so my wife went to U of M, so I think that's probably a safe bet. I need to pick U of M.
That's a good idea. I will say this, I worked in Columbus, Ohio for 16 years. I love college football. We don't have a lot of college football in my state, Notre Dame. So I wanted to be a Buckeye fan. I was all in. And those people are just jerks, Tim. They're just jerks about college football. So I get to Michigan and okay, Joe K is 100% U of M and he's going to take us to games. So I said, I'll pick U of M, but they're nice fans. Even when they lose, they're very, very nice. And the entire state of Michigan is just filled with hardworking people that are great to be around. They really are. I love every bit of it. And from our office in Walled Lake to CJ's Matter of Taste, I pass more lakes than you could find in the entire state of Indiana. So yeah, you're picking a great place.
Thank you. Yeah, we're excited for another adventure.
It'll be fun. I've already signed you up for Green Industry Expo. We've already got hotel rooms. That'll be the first place many of our customers can meet you before Solutions. Very fun event in Louisville. Caitlin can fill you in on the fun details of that. But we look forward to inviting you back to live, maybe in a couple months. You could tell us what's new and exciting. And thank you for being a leader. Thank you for challenging us. I love the way in which you frame solutions and ask for input and say, what if you thought about it from this perspective? So we really appreciate your leadership. We are moving the ball forward with Real Green, and it's an exciting time to be here.
Well, thank you, Beth. I really appreciate it, and thanks for having me on. And as I mentioned, having a great time, and really look forward to getting to know more of our customers and our partners, and look forward to GIE.
And the way you'll end all of these from now on is go blue.
All right, go blue.
Go blue. Thanks, Tim.